Hello everyone, I'm Rosphere, and in this video, I'm going to help you answer the question, is the Burning Crusade Deluxe Edition worth it? Now, the Burning Crusade Deluxe Edition is $70. That's really expensive, and no, I don't think it's worth it. But with that being said, we're going to go ahead and go over everything in the Deluxe Edition and kind of explain how I came to that conclusion. So, the first thing that's included in the Deluxe Edition is the level 58 boost. That's the largest value you're going to get out of the $70 Deluxe Edition overall, because the level 58 boost is something that most people are going to buy anyways, and it is $40. And $40 to save yourself 160 hours of leveling time is absolutely massive. So that being said, it's the largest value you're going to get out of this entire thing. So yeah, the Reawakened Phase Hunter is the second thing that you're going to get out of this, and it's a Phase Hunter mount that supposedly is going to increase your mount speed up to 100%, even at your by the time you get your first mount. So while everybody else is riding around on 60% speed mounts, you'll have a 100% speed mount, which is essentially pay to win, at least for 20 to 30 levels, right? So that being said, it's the second thing that you're going to get out of this that's worth anything, right? And then the Viridian Phase Hunter mount, which is another Phase Hunter mount that you get in Shadowlands. And most people that I know of are probably not going to, that are buying this, I should say, probably aren't going to be playing a whole lot in Shadowlands. And the people that are, like, I don't know, like, I don't really care about Shadowlands. So yeah, you get a Phase Hunter mount for Shadowlands as well. Then you get a Dark Portal Hearthstone toy, right? And it's basically just a cosmetic toy that summons a dark portal whenever you go to use your Hearthstone. Then you have the Path of Illidan toy, which puts green fire under your feet for about 30 seconds or however long while you're running around. It's not very long. There's really not much else to it. It's just a cosmetic. Same with the Dark Portal Hearthstone. And then you get 30 days of game time as well. And that's something that everybody's going to be buying again. It's probably the only other thing that you're really going to be getting value out of within, this package, right? So it really doesn't seem to be worth it, in my opinion, because of that. You're not getting value out of pretty much anything within this pack, I guess, with the exception of the Phase Hunter mount and the boost, right? And the 30 days of game time, everybody's going to be paying that anyways. Okay, so let's quickly go over the value-added things and kind of explain why I don't think this is $70. So, right off the bat, we're going to check off the Dark Portal Hearthstone and the Path of Illidan toy as not value-added, and I'll kind of explain that here in a second because of how quickly something like this is to create. Like within a game engine, it takes maybe 5 minutes to make something like the Path of Illidan thing. Like, it literally takes zero time. So, with that being said, the Reawakened Phase Hunter is one of the things that people are saying is a big value added, because you get the 100% speed mount from your base riding. So basically you get 100% speed for 20 to 30 levels, where it's actually a big advantage for you to do that. And let me ask you one question. How many characters do you plan on leveling where this would be worth it? And if you plan on leveling characters, how many of those characters do you plan on leveling through questing and not just boosted? If the answer is 0, then you're getting 0 value added from this mount, right? A lot of people don't really look at it that way, but this mount is really adding 0 value other than cosmetic. So again, it's another cosmetic item, and it's something that people don't really want in the game to begin with. So honestly, you're not really getting any value from this mount for the most part. At least the majority of people will not. All right, so the only other thing that's worth anything in the Deluxe Edition is the 30 days of game time, which is a $15 value, right? So you have the $40 for the boost, which is something that pretty much everybody's going to be paying for anyways, because it's hard to pass up a savings of 160 hours of, basically just time input into the game, right? So it's hard to pass that up. 30 days of game time, people are already paying for that. So essentially you're getting a $55 value out of this, the Deluxe Edition, which is $70. So you're paying $70 for essentially a $55 value overall, because most of these items you're not going to get any like high value return out of. And yeah, so with that being said, I'm going to quickly go over exactly why the Dark Portal Hearthstone and the Path of Illidan toy are not worth what you think they are. First off, we're going to go over the Path of Illidan toy, which is the green flames under your feet. So I'm going to lay out exactly how this would be created. So simply, you simply put, you write a very short amount of code, like it's a very, very small amount of code that says when item is activated, it places fire, right? And then you take the fire, which is a pre-made, pre-generated asset that they likely already have green flames for, but if they didn't, you just take a orange flame, and it's essentially just a color slider. It takes about 5 minutes to make an orange flame green within pretty much any game engine, and I know for a fact that the Blizzard one, it works this way too. It takes about 5 minutes for them to create a green flame. And this is just a green flame that goes under your feet that leaves a slight trail behind you. Because of the way it's generated, it doesn't move with how do I put this? So like when you move forward, like it doesn't move with your inertia wherever the flame was generated, the particle was generated. It leaves that particle there, so it looks like it leaves a trail behind you, but it's really not, right? So essentially, what it is they anchor the flame to the feet anchor of the character, right? The player character, and it takes about 5 minutes to do this for each race. So somebody put in maybe an hour or two of actual work to make this happen, right? Like it literally is so quick to make something like this, where it's like you anchor the flame to somebody's feet. When they click the button, it activates the flame. And when they run around, it like leaves a flame trail. Like you don't even have to code the flame trail. It's just how it works within the game engine already, right? Like there's basically zero effort went into creating this asset because the majority of it was already created, right? So there's very little value being added to the pack based on that because there's basically zero work that went into creating it. And yeah, so the Dark Portal toy, as far as like the Hearthstone goes, a lot of people are probably thinking, oh, well, this one is a little bit harder to create, when in fact it's actually easier to create because it doesn't change your actual Hearthstone animation. You basically have the same Hearthstone animation, and it just summons a Dark Portal around you. And you do something similar to what you did with the flame. You just anchor it to the player, basically wherever, and you basically make the anchors line up so that it's flush with the ground. And that takes very, very little time to do. And then it's also got a little ghost effect to it where it's kind of see-through. That's just an opacity slider for the most part. And if there's no opacity slider, you just put a PNG in there with gray on it. So basically it's hard to explain, but within games, as far as like the transparency layer goes, you have either black or white. One is see-through, one is not. If you put a gray one in, it's half see-through because it's see-through and not at the same time. So it creates like a ghost effect. It basically takes 10 seconds to make something like that. I could take a screenshot of the background of YouTube and make a transparency layer with it. Like it literally takes 2 seconds. It's so easy. It's not even funny. So when you press your Hearthstone, they just reference the actual Dark Portal itself, and it summons a miniature version of that asset within the game to your character, and it just makes it appear around your character. And it has no collision box to it. It has no interactability, obviously, like all that's been removed. It takes about another, like I said, at most 2 hours to create something like this. Like the effort that went into creating these toys is basically zero, and it's kind of insulting. And a lot of people think that, oh, they put a lot of effort into creating these things. There's really not much effort that goes into that. And yeah, I just thought I'd lay that out to kind of explain exactly why these things aren't worth it, other than the fact that they're cosmetics and some people place value on those. But I mean, yeah, I guess I'm kind of rambling at this point. What I'm trying to say is they're not worth it. The mount assets, obviously, a lot more work went into creating those. So cosmetically, they're worth a little bit more. But still, at that point, it barely puts you at $70 of value. Even if you put one of the Phase Hunter mounts at $15, right, of value, which is, probably what it would be worth in the store. Some people are saying it's like, okay, well, then the pack is worth exactly $70 if you place that value on it. But then as you're riding around, you're just going to have a lot of people making fun of you, being really upset with you that you spent the money on it because it's just items that they didn't want in the game. Basically, you're going to be subject to some level of bullying at some point because you spent money on these, which also, in my opinion, kind of takes away from the value of it because people are so upset that this is actually being added to the game. So, yeah, with that being said, I hope I helped you answer the question, is it worth it? And again, I think it's not, but yeah. With that being said, if you like the video, drop me a like, subscribe, and I will see you in the next one.